Now folks, the reserve is over 800 square miles and is taken care of by a lot of very large organizations, including Disney's Conservation Fund. That's right. Now the area we're entering right now is called the Little Oturi Forest. Many different kind of forest antelope, so want to keep your eyes and ears open. If you will look above your head, you will see an animal spotting guide. Those guides will help you identify any and all animals you may or may not see. Now if you look to the left, you're going to see a baby bongo. Now if the baby's here, the mother's somewhere. Now baby bongos, along with just bongos in general, oh, they're laying down up there, are also called the ghost of the forest. Look at that. There's another one standing right there. Watering holes like this one here on my left hand side, right over here, if you're not from Africa, could give us some of our very best opportunity to see some of our more endangered species. Now black rhinos are endangered. You may not know this, but there's only 5,000 black rhinos left on the planet. That's right. Now they can weigh anywhere from 3,000 pounds up, have a forward ground speed of 35 miles an hour. And trust me folks, if a black rhino, oh look to the left over here, is moving that fast, it is not being chased. Look right there. Got 5 seconds. Now I am going to stop in some areas like this one here, but not in every area, so keep those cameras up and put them on the sport speed, okay? You got them right there? Well, these pelicans herd fish. That's right. They'll herd them over to the shallow water so they all can participate in the festivities. Basically, eating. That's right. Now as we get around the corner here, these very large bridges up here, very high, they are part of the Wild African Track. You can book a tour. It's a 3-hour tour, a little more money involved there, but nevertheless, they'll give you an opportunity to walk across that bridge, and that bridge is 300 feet above Nile crocodile, left-hand side. Oh yeah. Now, I'm going to give you a really good idea how big these things can get. Now this truck is 34 feet long. Nile crocodile can grow 3/4 the length of this truck.
Wow.
Nile crocodile also has those great big jaws. You know, they actually use to break the bones of their prey with, you know, chomping down on. Well, that pressure coming down is about 2,000 pounds for every square inch. Looks like we're moving again, folks. We are going to go kind of slow here. Now, this is a different kind of truck I'm just going to tell you about because it is part of the Wild African Track. And since we have a second or two, it is a 3-hour tour. It's something that you can book online if you like. They do feed you an extremely nice lunch. Yes, it is. They have 2 safari guides that will guide you through the whole process. You go right down in there, up close and personal. They take pictures. They also take videos for you, which is all included in all that. It's really a cool thing if you have time to do that. There is a height requirement for youngsters, okay? An age requirement, so you might want to check into that to be sure that all those specifications are met, but it is a very worthwhile tour. Okay? That's the end of the commercial. Well, I just thought you'd like to know, everybody wants to know what that truck is, like what that tree is. Anybody know what that is?
Okay.
It's called a baobab tree. There's hundreds and hundreds out here. And believe it or not, it looks just like that 9 months out of the year. I got a nickname for it. I call it the water tank. Because you see the big base at the end, at the bottom? Literally gallons and gallons and hundreds of gallons retained underneath there. Yeah. They just store it up, and what happens is elephants actually dig down into the bark for the soft bark on the underneath side. Yeah, they squeeze it or mush. Can I say mush it? Yeah, mush it. Yeah, like a big sponge. That's how they get a lot of their moisture during the winter or summertime. Wintertime, summertime. True story. I cannot tell you a lie, folks. That's right. We're coming across the very best view in all of Africa as you look out there. We call this place the Serengeti grasslands. As you look across the way. Now Serengeti runs hundreds of miles throughout Africa. Some people would even call this place the superhighway for literally millions of migrating animals, like the white-bearded wildebeest I told you about. Also, what else migrates? You got what? Elephants migrate. There's some of them wildebeest laying down right there on the right-hand side. These big cones of earth, they're hard as concrete. They're called termite mounds, or that's what they are. Look at there. Now, trust me on this one. You never want to meet up with termites that can make a mound like that. Unless it's either chocolate covered or deep fried. Either one of those works out really good. You smiling, but y'all don't know that termites are a snack out here? That's right. You laugh. All you gotta do is grab yourself a handful of them, throw them in a hot pan, a little bit of salt. You got yourself a snack. That's right. And giraffe. Look at there. So I'm sitting down over there as well. You know, when they get tired, they just sit down, but they have to be careful because sitting down is a very vulnerable position for them. Because to get all those legs up, it takes them a couple of seconds. It gives predators their only chance to mess with them. Fortunately, you will never see giraffes necking. You know what necking is, right? No, don't sit beside it. It's not that at all. It's actually they're fighting with each other. You see them on the ESPN and all that. They be slinging their necks around like that. That's right. They're showing dominance. I smell them, but I don't see them. Elephants, or elefante if you prefer. I have a very sensitive nose. That's right. But here on the left-hand side is a place called Monkey Point. Monkey Point is a home of the largest monkeys in Africa called mandrill. I cannot stop in this area. Males can go 100 pounds or better. Live in troops of about 300 or so. Well, with bridges everywhere, this is just a bigger one. I'm just going to slow down long enough to do two things. Number one, I'm going to tell you to cross your fingers and hold on to small children. Two, I'm going to teach you what we're doing. You know what we're doing? We're going pole, pole, which is an African. Whoa, hang on. Jeez. You cross your eyes and not your... Oh, look to the left. There may or may not be something there. If it's there, you'll see it. If it's not there, you're not going to see it. But what you are going to see is the red clay pits. I want to tell you, folks, this is true as if elephants love this place. I'm telling you, I can even tell they've been here because, well, they got this footprints over here. Look where they dig down in this red clay. They will eat that stuff like it's a bowl full of ice cream. Seriously. It actually becomes part of their regular diet. Now, that red clay actually has a lot of nutrients and minerals in it. Go figure. But their domain is as far as you can see. We're going to stop around the corner down here. But unfortunately, their domain here in Africa is getting smaller and smaller every year. And the reason is the mining of an iron ore called coltan. Coltan is actually an iron ore used in every single laptop and cell phone. That's right. Now, how can you help? All you have to do is take your old stuff, recycle it, because the money is actually used here in Africa by our scientists and researchers to study the language and communication happens with these animals. You know, we're trying to figure out what do they need to survive. Go around the corner here. Now, one thing we know for sure is that baby elephants need their mothers, at least for the first 15 years. Now, during those 15 years, mothers will teach their babies everything they need to know to survive, including, but not limited to, how to drink water. That's right. These are greater flamingos. The color of these flamingos is pretty much determined by what they eat, which is brine shrimp and other water crustaceans. Now, those crustaceans contain a chemical called beta-carotene that actually turns those feathers pink. When they hatch, they are black and white. Then they become gray and just jump in your car, hit your cruise at 70 miles an hour, look out the window and wave at a cheetah. It will stay with you for 300 yards. We gotta go. Everybody get a picture? Oh, we gotta get over to a place called the Kopis. Yep. Now the Kopis is a very high granite rock area. Oh look! A very high granite rock area. Ostrich. Black feathers indicate male. Gray feathers indicate female. Look at here. I'll come in handy later on.
Oh my God.
Now lions, both male and female, will rest and sleep for 18 to 20 hours a day. That is not a myth, that's a fact. Now the other 5 hours they're awake, they're either eating, hunting something to eat, taking care of babies, that would be lion cubs, right? Or other activities. Look at there.
Is there any mail?
Gonna get around so you can get a good picture. Now, real quick there, I can't stop for very long, just for a second. Look at there. Male lions, look at this one standing up, are the protectors when they're not asleep. They will protect every single female from any and all outside interference. Now folks, even though the females will feed them, they are terrific hunters. Look at that. These very large holes here to my left hand side, these are warthog holes. Oh, and those are warthogs, look at there. Warthogs are the largest burrowing animal in Africa. That's mama grooming baby right over there. Look at that. The lower tusk is sharp as a razor blade. Some zebras over here as well. White rhino. There's a lot of white rhino over here. Ostrich eggs. Yes, they are real, and no, ostriches do not make a nest. They really don't. They just plop them down anywhere. Harambe Wildlife Reserve, folks, is constantly looking to improve and enlarge its habitat, and the habitat we're going into right now is no exception. This area was created some time ago, but it was created in such a way that it can sustain just about any animal they put in here. Now, if you look above your head, you'll see a scimitar horned oryx. Horns are over 48 to 52 inches long. Now, they get their name scimitar from the Orient, which means saber. That's right. Now, as you look around at this habitat, unfortunately through the years, cattle ranchers and farmers have come right down here into Africa and literally taken hundreds and hundreds of acres throughout Africa. And what exactly are the acres they're taking? Well, it's a natural habitat of these animals you've seen out here. I tell you what, it's a good thing. You know those big organizations we talked about earlier? They'll come down in here, they rebuild and build these habitats, giving these animals a great place to live and prosper in, but also to give these cattle ranchers an alternative. An alternative to the very lucrative business of poaching. Well, I am sad to say we're about to come to the end of our journey out here, folks. But Hakuna Matata, no worries, because with any luck at all, we're going to be dropping you off at the nearest warden's post. But the very last thing we'd like you to remember is this. No matter where in the world you might be from. Now, you can be from Africa, Texas, California, North America, South America. Doesn't matter. Conservation is something that we would love for you to take home with you because, let's face it, at the end of the day, there is always something worth saving.